While students at Wits work to have their fellow pupils registered, the South African Medical Students Union remains entrenched in its struggle to have NSFAS funded medical students supported for the required 12 months as opposed to the standard 10-month support provided by NSFAS. SAMSU says as January payments are yet to be made, despite universities South Africa confirming the approval of the 12-month allowance structure. SAMSU Secretary General Ambrose Lekalakala joins us now for more on this conversation. Ambrose, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. First, let's start off here. Of course, just looking at that insert that we just played, when it comes to students at the Wits University showing their solidarity with students who have not been registered. As SAMSU, what is your take on what is transpiring at Wits University?
No, thank you very much, Mbali. Greetings to you and all the viewers. As the South African Medical Student Union, we've always made it very clear to say we will remain at the side of the students, and what is happening there at Wits, we're calling on all the institutions or the people that are responsible for ensuring that there will be solution in terms of students being registered to do that which needs to be done so that the students can be registered. That's it.
And Ambrose, while these students at Wits University battle with the issue of registration, you as SAMSU are also in the plight of students across South Africa want NSFAS funding to be extended not only for 10 months, but to be extended to the 12 months we experience in the country. Why is that so? Look,
I'm sure you've seen in the news, I think it's Sunday Times that has said that there are students, desperate NSFAS students, whom are subjected to horrible exploitations. Like the landlords are reported to be demanding sexual sex from the student, which is something that is absolutely unacceptable. And because there is no student who should exchange their dignity simply for basic needs such as shelter and food. That is why we say there should be alignment of the NSFAS allowances with full academic year, because the academic year for medical students, it's simply 12 months, and therefore to have students receiving allowances of NSFAS for only 10 months, it's that which leads to students being vulnerable, and hence we're seeing that which we saw.
And would you say that this then has a severe impact on students if they are not funded for a full 12 months? And like you say, what we saw today on the front page of that weekly newspaper is the issues around students being vulnerable and some even trying to take advantage of these students.
Well, we condemn such act with the strongest of terms, and we're calling on government and all the law enforcement agents to say, please take immediate action to protect all the students that are vulnerable. But equally, we are also calling on the Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nkabani, because after our engagement with NSFAS Administrator Mr. Freeman Nombalo and the USAF University South Africa CEO Dr. Petue Matutu, it was very clear from NSFAS side that it's only the minister that can can align the NSFAS allowances to make it 12 months. Although USAF have confirmed it to us in their response to say it has been aligned, but then NSFAS simply did not do it that way.
So, Ambrose, what is your appeal then, to the Ministry of Higher Education when it comes, for allowing NSFAS to open up its budget to incorporate students for 12 months of the year?
So we wrote a letter to the Minister of Higher Education requesting an urgent meeting in which we have CC'd USAF and also we have CC'd NSFAS. Our request is simply to say, let us have a meeting with her so that there can be immediate solution to prevent such things. And the letter simply stated that should it happen that we do not receive a response from her side by Monday, the 17th, tomorrow, will be left with no option but to take it straight to an office. We're going to march to an office to deliver the memorandum of demand outlining just as to why or how the solution to this problem can be attained.
And of course, you've given the minister the deadline of tomorrow to respond to some of your grievances. Has the department tried to communicate with you at all when it comes to some of these grievances you've laid out?
There's never been any professional communication from the department to SAMSU, because we kept on writing them like countless times. We've been writing since last year, but there's never been any formal response from the office of the minister. That is why we say, should it happen that they do not respond by tomorrow, we are obviously going to have to then march straight to an office to deliver the memorandum of demand.
Why is this fight so important to you, as the South African Medical Students Union of South Africa, to ensure that, not only NSFAS funds students, for this 10-month period, but of course throughout the year?
We've always said, if South Africa is very serious about the rights to education and the rights to health, they are going to align these allowances, because our belief now is that this government simply does not take the right to education and the right to health of our healthcare students, because if they took us serious, they would have responded. There wouldn't be a need for us to be engaging with a lot of stakeholders on an issue that is just simply basic logic. Like, it's basic logic that there should be an alignment, and that is why even NSFAS said to us, yes, we agree there should be alignment, but they don't want to align. We don't understand on what basis are they not aligning this, because everyone, including yourself, they say this thing should be like this, but there's never been any formal response that we have received from the minister. That is why perhaps we must just visit.
And what has been the position really of NSFAS when it comes to some of the demands you have put forward to the ministry?
In the meeting with NSFAS, we've made two requests. Number one, please align the allowances with the academic year. That is to say, add the January and the December allowances. And then the second request was that please make sure that allowances, the first allowances, is paid in time, like there should be early dispensement. It cannot be that the first allowances is paid by the end of the first month. Then what NSFAS has done is to honor the second request, which was to give early dispensement. They gave early dispensement in most of the institutions, like it was the February allowances that they gave at the beginning of February. But the most important request that we've tabled that has not been honored was that of saying, please provide allowances for January, and we retain our position to say they should be given, our students should be given that money for 2025 allowances, because I can tell you, at the University of Pretoria, we've got students who have had to pay 7,000 at a minimum to residences so they can stay this January. At University of KwaZulu-Natal, there is a landlord which was threatening to take students out, forcing them to pay 1.5 so that they can stay. So we don't understand why should there be a situation where we're saying we're preparing the future healthcare professionals, but we're compromising their very same health, like the rights to health and the rights to education are being violated. And we think perhaps institutions that are of part, like they've got the responsibility to protect the public, such as the Human Rights Commission and the Public Protect, may perhaps have to zoom into this, because it looks like we're simply not taken serious on a matter that we're not demanding any luxury. We're demanding a basic need to say, please provide that which needs to be provided.
All right, Ambrose, thank you so much for your time this evening.